In an age where honor was earned at the edge of a blade, the sword was more than a weapon. It was a language, a science, and an art form. In 15th century Europe, it was a lifestyle. Knights, soldiers, and masters of combat trained not just for war, but for survival and skills. And though the battlefields have changed, these techniques live on through modernized historical European martial arts, or HEMA for short, where practitioners from around the world revive and preserve the deadly elegance of 15th century armed combat. Many of these warriors and skilled swordsmen studied and were guided by the teachings of legendary masters like Johannes Lichtner. These warriors studied detailed systems of techniques, crafted through battle and refined through years of disciplined training. Today, we explore the guards, the cuts, the strategies, and what defined the medieval sword fighting era at its peak. This is an exploration of historical armed combat. The ox stance. The ox rises beside the head, the sword angled forward like the horns of a great beast. From this elevated guard, a fighter could threaten the powerful thrusts and dominate the high line. This stance was recorded by Johannes Lichtner in the Holy Roman Empire during the mid-1300s and was designed for control, defense, and deadly precision. The plow stance. Reflecting its agricultural roots, the plow lowers the sword to the center line, the tip aiming forward as if to touch the earth before it. The guard protects the body while preparing for devastating thrust attacks. It originally appeared in textbooks in the 14th century in Bavaria, Germany. Bomtag stance, meaning from the roof, lifts the sword high above the shoulder and the head, storing the energy for a fierce downward cut. From here, the fighter strikes with speed and overwhelming force. First documented in Central Europe around the 14th century, this guard reflects the brutal realities of the battlefield and combat as a whole, where a single decisive blow could mean the end to a fight or even a life. The Alba, or Fool's Guard, appears weak at first with the sword dropping low, inviting an attack. But this guard is a trap. By appearing vulnerable, the fighter provokes reckless strikes, only to counter them with cunning precision. It originally appeared in German fencing manuscripts in the 14th and 15th century, and embodies psychological warfare into the martial arts of medieval Europe. The Hinehorn, or unicorn stance, is one of the more unusual stances. You hold the sword high and centered, with the point aimed forward, almost like the horn of the mythical unicorn. This guard often shows up in grappling scenarios and close range situations. Though the stance is defensive in nature, it is often accompanied by a large attack. Its threatening demeanor is used to keep the enemy at bay. This stance was found in many manuscripts and fight manuals around Europe in the 15th century. The Zornet, or the Guard of Wrath. You hold the sword low and to the side, like you are waiting to launch into a powerful diagonal strike. It famously comes from the Zornhau, or Wrath Cut. This is an aggressive stance. It's not about waiting around, it's about inviting the fight and hitting back hard when your opponent steps in. The Zornhut shows up in texts such as the Gladiatora, and later many fencing manuals, of in the 15th century. It's perfect for fighters who like a counterattack with force